Imagine this. You are 70 years old. You've got silver hair, maybe a few wrinkles, but you are lying in bed, laughing, holding the hand of someone you love, and what happens next? It is not just warm and tender. It's thrilling. It's deeper. It's better than when you were 30. Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that sex after 70 can be even better than it was at 30? This isn't fantasy, it's backed by real science, real stories, and surprising truths that most people never talk about. If you're under 70, you might be shocked by what's ahead. If you're over 70, you're going to feel seen, understood, and you will be excited. Stay with me to the end, because these 7 powerful reasons are going to change how you think about sex, aging, and what truly makes intimacy mind-blowing. Reason 1. Emotional intelligence deepens connection. At 30, people often have passion, but they don't always have understanding. You may be focused on performance, appearance, or how things should look. But by 70, you have lived. You have felt heartbreak and healing. You've learned how to listen, how to hold space, how to ask, "What do you need right now?" Older adults bring emotional intelligence into the bedroom. They're not afraid to be vulnerable, they embrace it. And emotional safety creates better physical intimacy. A study from the University of Chicago even showed that seniors report higher satisfaction in their sex lives when emotional connection is strong. Reason 2. Less pressure, more pleasure. When you're 30, there's a lot of pressure. Pressure to perform, to be sexy, to do it, right? But at 70, that pressure fades. Instead of worrying about performance or meeting expectations, people over 70 often focus more on feeling good and being present. That shift can lead to a type of sex that's slower, more sensual, and ultimately more satisfying. And according to AARP Sex After 50 survey, 73% of people over 70 say they are still sexually active, and many of them describe it as more meaningful and fun than when they were younger. Reason 3. Sex becomes more about intimacy than performance. Let's take Jane and David. They've been together for 40 years. In their 30s, sex was fast, frequent, and often filled with pressure. But in their 70s, it's changed. Now, they take their time. They talk. They touch. They laugh. We don't race to the finish line anymore. Jane said, "We enjoy the journey." And this is common. Many seniors say that sex after 70 isn't about how often or how long, it's about the quality. About feeling close and intimate. This matches findings in psychology journals show that older couples often have stronger emotional bonds in sex, even if they're having it less frequently. Reason 4. Better communication leads to better sex. Let's be honest, when you're 30, talking about what you want in bed can feel awkward. You might not know what to say, or you might be afraid of being judged. But by 70, that fear is mostly gone. Older adults are more likely to speak openly, ask questions, and share fantasies. And that kind of communication makes sex better. It leads to greater trust, more experimentation, and you guessed it, more satisfaction. Dr. Pepper Alexia, a sociologist who studies relationships, says the best sex happens when people can talk honestly, and older adults are often the best at that. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment yes below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell icon, because you never miss the next episode designed to live gratefully after 60. And remember, your support inspired and motivated us to create more insightful contents and tips about health and wellness, mindfulness practice, simple fitness routine, memory and brain health, inspirational stories, retirement life advice, and wisdom sharing tip. Because together, we're building a space for guidance, inspiration, and the strength to age with grace and purpose. Reason 5. Hormonal changes can increase sensitivity. Here's something surprising. Even though testosterone and estrogen levels drop with age, sensitivity in the body can increase, especially when stress is lower. Why does this happen? As we age, we begin to understand the power of touch in new ways. Instead of rushing, older adults become more attuned to soft touches, caresses, and intentional movement. This slower pace actually activates more nerve endings, making physical sensations more intense. Stress levels also tend to drop in retirement years. With fewer career demands and more time for self-care, older adults often have more balanced cortisol levels. Cortisol, the stress hormone, has a negative effect on libido and arousal. When stress is lower, arousal happens more naturally and lasts longer. In addition, because older individuals have fewer hormonal fluctuations, especially women post-menopause, the sexual experience becomes more predictable and stable. This allows couples to plan intimacy with intention, reducing anxiety and increasing comfort. Doctors and researchers point out that the aging body responds better to sustained stimulation. Instead of short bursts of excitement, longer foreplay and gentle pacing become the norm. These slower patterns can actually feel more pleasurable because they build anticipation and extend the emotional and physical climax. Dr. Beverly Whipple, a leading sexologist, emphasizes that arousal becomes more mental and emotional as we age, and that makes the physical even more powerful. So, yes, while the hormones might shift, the pleasure doesn't disappear. In fact, it deepens. Reason 6, new habits, new freedom. At 30, sex is often squeezed between jobs, kids, and stress. But at 70, many people are retired, the kids are grown, and for the first time in decades there's freedom. And with freedom comes opportunity. People over 70 are creating new rituals around intimacy. Some have regular date nights, again. Others explore mindfulness, yoga, and breath work to reconnect with their bodies and their partners. Carlos and Ruth, married for 45 years, are a beautiful example. In their 30s, time was limited. Sex was scheduled between PDA meetings and late-night work emails. But now, they wake up and cook breakfast together, take slow walks, and make space for intimacy without the rush. Ruth says, "We discovered massage oils and music playlists. We even tried writing love letters to each other again." There's also a growing trend of older adults attending intimacy workshops or reading new literature about sex in later life. They're eager to learn, try new positions, explore fantasies, and understand their changing desires. This isn't about reliving youth. It's about embracing a new chapter with confidence and curiosity. Modern tools like pillows designed for comfort, lubricants tailored for aging skin, and toys made for gentle stimulation all add to the experience. Aging brings a fresh wave of experimentation and excitement rather than routine and decline. Additionally, older couples often report finding joy in simple rituals. Whether it's cuddling after a midday nap, sharing a bubble bath, or exploring gentle massage, they find passion in small, repeatable moments. These new habits bring consistency and anticipation, both of which are essential ingredients for lasting intimacy. Some seniors even revisit the idea of flirtation, wearing lingerie, exchanging meaningful glances, or reminiscing over love letters. With fewer distractions and more attention to each other, intimacy feels like an adventure again, one where both partners know the map and the destination. Even travel plays a role. Some couples find renewed sexual excitement during vacations or weekend getaways when the change of scenery sparks spontaneity. Others plan themed evenings at home, dressing up, playing music, and making sex a fun, creative experience. These habits, often missing in younger years, become the new normal after 70. In fact, some therapists report that couples over 70 are more open to trying tools like partner meditation. These slow, breath-based techniques create a level of spiritual and sensual connection that's difficult to achieve during rushed sex in earlier years. Freedom after retirement allows the time and space for these practices to flourish. Reason 7. Confidence and body acceptance make it better. When you're 30, body image can be a huge barrier. The pressure to look perfect, to have a flat stomach or chiseled chest, can create distance in intimacy. Many younger people struggle with shame, comparison, and insecurity. But by 70, something powerful happens. People let go of perfection. They embrace reality. Older adults have seen their bodies change over the years. They've survived illnesses, given birth, healed from surgeries, and endured weight fluctuations. Through it all, they've learned to appreciate their bodies for what they do, not just how they look. Confidence at 70 isn't about having a flawless body. It's about knowing who you are, what you want, and being okay with expressing it. That kind of inner confidence makes sex feel safer, more open, and more exciting. In a study conducted by the National Council on Aging, participants over 65 reported higher levels of sexual self-esteem than their younger counterparts. Why? Because they weren't performing. They were connecting. One 76-year-old man said, "I used to suck in my gut. Now, I just focus on her smile." That mindset creates a different kind of magic, one based on love, trust, and full acceptance. This self-assurance leads to better communication, deeper intimacy, and a willingness to laugh, explore, and love without fear. What's more, body acceptance can lead to greater physical relaxation. When you're not tense or self-conscious, your body can respond more freely to touch and sensation. Many older adults say that letting go of body image stress allowed them to finally enjoy sex without guilt or anxiety. Confidence also encourages playfulness. When you're not worried about judgment, you're more willing to try new things, be spontaneous, and focus on pleasure. That mindset full of courage, humor, and openness creates space for the kind of sex that's unforgettable. Body positivity also helps in exploring new dynamics, like giving and receiving feedback in bed, using props without embarrassment, or simply celebrating small wins together. Confidence becomes contagious, and that joy spreads throughout every moment of connection. Additionally, many older adults reflect on how age gave them the freedom to abandon media-driven standards of beauty and reconnect with their own sensual truth. They focus more on sensation, connection, and joy, making sex more authentic and fulfilling. So, let's break the myth: sex doesn't end after 70. In fact, for many, it's just getting started, and the reasons why are clear and powerful. It's not just about physical ability. It's about emotional growth, confidence, and real connection. Sex after 70 is no longer about ticking boxes or fitting into molds. It's about freedom. Freedom to enjoy, to explore, to take your time, and to feel everything more deeply. Thanks to better communication, greater body awareness, and the comfort of long-term relationships, older adults are experiencing intimacy like never before. They're letting go of shame. They're embracing pleasure. They're finding creative ways to stay connected, from candlelit dinners to sensual massages and heartfelt conversations. Science supports this too. From increased emotional bonding to heightened nerve sensitivity, your body and brain are wired to enjoy sex well into your senior years. As Dr. Beverly Whipple said, it's not just about physical arousal. It's about emotional depth, and that depth grows with time. The beauty of intimacy after 70 isn't just in the physical acts, it's in the quiet moments, the laughter, the eye contact, the touch that lingers just a little longer. It's in the way your partner knows your body, your heart, and your soul. It's about being truly seen and accepted, perhaps more than ever before. So, whether you're in your 30s wondering what the future holds or already living your golden years, know this: your best sex might still be ahead of you, not because it looks like it did when you were young, but because it feels richer, fuller, and more real. Age isn't a barrier. It's a bridge to deeper connection, stronger love, and surprising pleasure. If this episode opened your mind or touched your heart, share it. Start a conversation. Help someone else discover the beauty of aging intimacy. Thank you for joining us today at the Elder Wisdom Table. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Elder Wisdom Table and click the bell icon, because you never miss a tip designed to live gratefully after 60. Share this video to your loved ones. Let me see in the comment what you learned from this episode. Share your story or experience. Someone may learn from your tip. And remember, your valuable comment is inspired and motivated us to create more insightful contents and tips about health and wellness, mindfulness practice, simple fitness routine, memory and brain health, inspirational stories, retirement life advice, and wisdom sharing tip. Because together, we're building a space for guidance, inspiration, and the strength to age with grace and purpose. get inspired, stay informed, and most of all, keep living wisely. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.